This is the Coffee Jolt with Johnny Cleveland. Good day, good morning. Oh, yeah, we need that jolt of coffee here on the Fanatical Elves Network. I'm your host, John Suchan, and this is a new show that we are starting off this morning. I want to thank Joel, the old Joel Cade, my old colleague here on the Fanatical Elves. He has that funky track here, and thought it would be a good way to start this morning. It is a Tuesday, June 11th, and like you and like many of us, we need that jolt of coffee. So I have my coffee here. Now it's a little bit before 10 o'clock on a Tuesday morning. We'll try to come to you a little bit earlier with this new show we're going to be doing over this summer season. Yeah, I'm on my summer break, my hiatus from my other job I do from 9 to 5, the school counseling role, and got a little break. Thought we'd try something here with the Fanatical Elves where, bring you some of the latest headlines that are happening with the Cleveland Brownies. Now, I also have my Johnny Cleveland show, but wanted to get on in the mornings to kind of give you those headlines. Now, my other colleagues, like Lou Marconi, Lou brings his Burning River Browns talk show in the morning. You see him at night, but you see the show in the morning, and just wanted to give him kind of a shout out as well. So we're going to have a couple shows here on the broadcast that are going to be here in the mornings, and I don't know if I'll come to you every morning. Lou does, though. So you want to check in the Lou show, the Burning River Browns talk again. So Browns headlines, there hasn't been a lot of news, and we kind of talked about it last week. This morning's headlines, though, what caught my attention going through the, I don't know about you as a Browns fan, but I as a Browns fan, and, a lot of us do this. We, get on our phones or laptops, and we, make, like some of you do this, and I do it too. I'll type in Cleveland Browns, and, you hit that, and you get that news button. You get a whole bunch of plethora of news stories, and a few that are in the headlines tonight or this morning include the, there was the softball game, over the weekend, and it's still getting some traction here. I guess there was an old grandma, and I'm trying to figure out who this grandma is related to with this softball game that the Brownies had. David Njoku and his softball game had a lot of celebrities there, including Travis Kelce, Kansas City Chiefs, a kid who grew up here in Ohio, in Cleveland, dating Taylor Swift, by the way. Anyhow, in the softball game, you got this grandma who's hitting the ball. She taps it to like a bunt, and the guy gets it, and you see this other fellow walking her down the first baseline, and you're thinking, okay, they're going to let the grandma get the first base. No, 1 foot away as she's getting ready to hit first base, John Kelly Jr., who's our running back who never makes the starting roster for the Brownies, tags her out, or tags the base. She's out, and it's getting headlines. Yeah, that's how busy the Cleveland Browns offseason is right now. But where do you fall on that? Where do you fall? Are you a fan of John Kelly for doing what he did, or are you not? I kind of side on the fan of not. She's a 90-year-old grandma running down this or walking down the sideline with some assistants, and you're tagging her out, and then you go and you celebrate with your teammates. Oh, brother. So the house is divided. Browns fans are divided. Some are happy about this. We're here for the wins. Some of us are like, what are you doing tagging out an old lady? So there you go. That's headline number one. Speaking of David Njoku, he was recently given credit on DraftWire. They came out with their top ratings of first round draft picks of all time in the last 10 years. And David Njoku was picked at number 29 back in the day when the Browns picked him up, I think back in 2017. They gave him the ranking of best 29th pick of the decade. So congratulations to David Njoku. He had 81 catches last year for 882 yards and 6 touchdowns. He's very excited about having John Dorsey as well come here to Cleveland. He's been around for a long time, right? 7 years now, since 2017. I know David Njoku loves Cleveland, and he, knocked it out of the park, but 81 catches for 882 yards is going to be hard for him to top. I don't see that happening next year because there's a plethora of other talent on the Browns, wide receiver core. And now, granted, we don't have a lot of tight ends right now. Speaking of our coffee jolt, here I have my coffee here, giving me a jolt this morning on the part of our new show here on the Fanatical Elves Network. So anyway, David Njoku is kind of in the headlines, for this softball game, and now he's ranked 29th best. The other headline coming out of that softball game, pardon me as I take a sip of my coffee, is that Deshaun Watson was involved in a collision with one of our other unnamed or unknown, I can't remember the kid's name, tight end. He collided going for a pop-up or something. Scared the living bejesus out of everybody in the stands. But he popped up from the devastating collision. And now people are talking about putting Deshaun Watson in bubble wrap and protecting him until week 1. That's not going to happen because it's called football. And, we'll keep our fingers crossed and pray that Deshaun Watson is healthy. All right, folks, we're going to pause for a quick break here on the Fanatical Elves Network. This is our new show, the Coffee Jolt with Johnny Cleveland. We'll be right back. There you go. We're back here on the Coffee Jolt with Johnny Cleveland, part of the Fanatical Elves Network, part of Fans First Sports Network. We are very happy that you have come to join us on this ride. The Fanatical Elves started a little bit over a year ago, and all of you have really helped contribute to where we are now. We have a plethora of fans following us. Spread the love, man. Spread the love. Tell other folks about this Browns network. We're just a bunch of wild and crazy Browns fans, like we talk about on the Fanatical Elves. And we just like talking football. And now, hey, I got my summer off. I'll be talking more Browns with you. Come listen to Lou Marconi. Come listen to Noah Olson with his East Bank Sports Show. Come listen to Steve Gill down there doing his Dog Pound South show. Come listen to Jarrell Flint, who does his dog radio show. Come listen to Sam, our young Sam, our podcaster who does Browns breakdowns. Come listen to Rod Bloom, our podcaster out there in Dayton who brings his Browns Blitz. Who am I leaving out? I think I got everybody. I want to also, again, give shout out to somebody like Joel Cade and our former colleague, Elliot Cannell, the Oracle Speaks, who both have contributed over the last year greatly. And to Joel for using his funky music this morning for our new Coffee Jolt show with Johnny Cleveland. So thanks again. Hit the subscribe button on Apple, on Spotify, on Amazon Radio or Amazon Music. Watch us. If you watch us right now on YouTube, on Facebook, on Twitter, on the X, tell everybody about us. And we need to continue to gain fans and gain your support. Every time you click that subscribe button, you're helping us support our programming here on the Fanatical Elves, part of Fans First Sports. So thank you. I write also for Fans First and also Northeast Ohio Sports Insiders. And one of the articles I just recently posted was on Nick Chubb. And will Nick Chubb be part of this organization come 2025? It's been funny. Just in the last in the last day, we've heard from various sources. Jack Duffin, who a lot of you follow, who's on social media platforms, I think the kid's from England or Great Britain. He writes a lot about the Brownies, and he was projecting that Nick Chubb would be ready for week 1 because he is looking to get his full contract and the money that's part of that in week 1. Surprised a lot of us here amongst our fanatical elves, and probably surprised you as well. There's been a lot of speculation. Okay, maybe they'll put him on the pup list, and after 4 weeks, maybe he'd be ready to go by weeks 5, 6, or 7. Then you hear Tony Grossi, the longtime beat writer. Some of you love him, some of you hate him. Tony Grossi's talking about Nick Chubb coming back in week 12. Week 12. A little bit of a discrepancy there between week 12 and week 1, wouldn't you say? Man. So who knows? Listening to Nick Chubb, you just don't know right now. He sounds like a guy who's really trying to get back working, but he had his confidence really busted up after he busted up his knee. And there's a lot to be, looking into. And, I'd love to think that Nick Chubb will be ready in week 1. I think, personally, I've always been a over the moon supporter of Nick Chubb, and I think that he's beyond just your typical average football player. I would not be shocked if he's ready to go in week 1. However, if they put him on the pup list, that won't surprise me at all. But week 12, come on, man. There's no way in God's green earth that he's going to be waiting till week 12 against the Steelers. That's the end of November. We're talking right now. We're seeing Nick Chubb on the playing field, talking to the media, and it's the beginning of June. And I know there's still a long time for his recovery, but man, that's a long time. And Browns fans are going to become very impatient. Not that we matter in this decision by Nick Chubb and the Browns, but I don't know where Tony Grossi came up with the whole week 12 thing. Just that seems way far off. So we'll see. We'll keep track of things. They were doing photos and that sort of thing yesterday with the Brownies. And, hey, we're getting geared up here. We're going to be providing you morning shows again. Like I said before, Lou has his Burning River Browns talk show that comes on first thing in the morning. That comes out at like 5 a.m. So make sure that you're tuning in. If you're an early riser and you're on your way to work, listen to Lou. And then I'll have my morning show with the Coffee Jolt with Johnny Cleveland soon after, probably between that 8:30, 9:30 time frame. So you can catch my show and get you all buzzed and ready to go to work, wherever you're going. You're buzzed on that Coffee Jolt, and we just love that. So everybody, hey, have a very great rest of your day. I do want to remind you, there are 3 things. There are always 3 things that Browns fans can be united on, right? What are those 3 things? Yep, you know what they are. We rise in the morning as Browns fans with hope. We all have that internal hope. Yeah, this is going to be the year. This is going to be the day. We're Browns fans, right? Yeah. And you always know wherever you go, if you're a Browns fan, right? You know this. Anywhere you go, you always have the back of another Browns fan. You always have their back. We are loyal to the very end. And remember, folks, Browns fans, it is 5:00 somewhere. Everybody take care. Have a great morning. Go Brownies. Go Brownies. See ya.